What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, my friend? It's good to see you right here today on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon. It's nice summer, hot and sunny here in Southern California, as it always is. See that there's 4 of us already. It's good to see you here, friend. Please, delight us with a comment. Just say something, say where you're from or how's your Friday going. Be super curious to know. I'm always super curious to know where are people from, because we've seen that we have friends from all over the world. And of course, as usual, this is a work in progress. Let me know if the levels are a little off whack and stuff like that. Today I have pretty loose schedule. Actually, I just came here to hang out with you guys, but I do have a project that I'm working on, and I've been really trying to get into it. I produced the same song 3 different ways already, and maybe I'm gonna start by talking about like the things happening in the back of my mind and why I produced the same song 3 times, right? And this is originally it's a remix. I'd say it's a remix, but it's not a remix. I'm doing everything, you know. I'm singing the vocals, I'm reimagining the melody, the key, the structure, musical, everything. It's just a remake of the song, right? And since I'm doing this for myself, I'm not doing it for somebody specifically. That means that I'm not serving really any master, so to speak, right? Except myself. But even then, when you're not serving any master, you're always serving someone, right? Like you're always thinking who you try to impress, who do you want it to think that this is a great song or not? Or maybe, you know, this is an opportunity to get clients too, because some people might hear this song and they want to work with you. And then I started thinking, okay, that's one perspective. But then ultimately I was starting to think, this year is the year that I'm finally making my record. I don't know if it's going to be a full-length album or if it's going to be like a set of consecutive drops of like different EPs. I don't know if it's going to be just like isolated singles. But now, for the first time, and I already did it. I already claimed my Spotify artist page and everything that everything that I'm supposed to do. I'm already doing slowly. But this is a one-man show, and I have to run my production business, my family as good as I can. I have to run this YouTube channel, put at least like 2 videos a week and like a bunch, like 2 shorts a day, try to come live, you know, so I'm juggling already a bunch of stuff. So juggling an artist project is not something that I was really prepared to do, and I really didn't even want to do it. But I thought, if I'm making music, might as well share it with my friends, you know? And the best way to share it is like put it online, do you know what I mean? And maybe even making vinyls or something, because in the end, you know, I already know that the only people that are going to care about my music in the beginning is just my friends. So I might as well have my friends buy a nice record that they can keep forever and that looks nice, you know what I mean? That they can put it in their like living room or something, you know, maybe add value that way. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just like thinking out loud. But the point is, having all these thoughts in my head was like super distracting me as of what to do with this song. So first I started producing it like it was like a nu metal kind of like version. Then I did like a deep house, like sort of like Balearic, like a B-side type of beat, and all these different ways of making the song. I was just thinking to my head, like, let's say if I were to use this song in my future, and let's say if I were to, I don't know, I get these opportunities sometimes to like play my songs places, right? And I'd be like, am I going to really play this deep house version? Nah, right? Am I going to really play this like modern new metal kind of song? Maybe not. You know, I'm not 17 anymore. So in the end, it all came back to me. I was like, okay, let's see, what else am I doing for my record? And I thought, okay, this sounds like me, like edgy, you know, like little psychedelic rock with a little bit of like a heavy edge of like a little bit more distortion and like heavy beats and stuff like that. So just letting that creativity flow through led me to what we're going to be working on today. Let me check and see if there's any comments. Oh, my friend Daniel Rodriguez, good to see you, my brother. Hey ho, how are you doing, my friend? Nice to see that you're doing your own album. Yes, sir. I am working on it little by little, slowly but surely. And, you know, I think it's a great thing. I'm having fun. I'm having a lot of breakthroughs. I think finally it's good to work in music, because, you know, we all start working in music because we want to make music, right? And then I ended up making music for everybody else, and I never make music for myself. So it's a it's a kind of cool thing to be able to, in this moment of my life, have people around me and a support system that allows me to fund this project, because you just have to know, if this is my business, if I am doing it and nobody's paying me to do this job, I have to pay for it. My family have to pay for it. My poor wife have to pay for it. Like, everybody in my family that knows me has to pay for it, right? Because at this moment, I am not making money, right? I am just doing a project out of passion. But, you know, who knows? I might die in a week, so hopefully I'm not jinxing it. But at least I had fun. Anyway, before we get too tragic, let's go to the other shot where we have the computer machine. Here we are. And as you can see, I put these up because right now these are the two things that I'm using to come up with this sort of like idea that I'm cooking in the kitchen. Right now we're at a level that, if you see, for example, right here on this left side, I have a bunch of little clips that are just inactive and hidden. And then there's a few that are active that we're using. It's because of all the different ways that I was trying to produce this song originally, right? But, okay, so the first thing that I want to do, let's see if this is something that we can hear, or if I need to adjust stuff before we can even hear it. Definitely we cannot hear the vocals because of what we talked about in a couple other live shows. Like, copyright strikes are just that dumb that if I start singing a song right now in this microphone as I'm talking, and all of a sudden I just start singing a song, let's say somebody puts a hook on me and they say, oh, remember this song? And I'm like, oh yeah, and I start singing the chorus of the song. Doesn't matter how good I'm doing it or not, if I am singing it, freaking UMG is gonna come get me. So it's getting complicated. Okay, so let me see if I can play this as a whole. Do I have... Okay, I have a scratch guitar right here that I was doing in Nunchuck, and I froze it because I don't know why, but in this version of Pro Tools, not in just this one, but in the past like 5-6 versions of Pro Tools, all plugins are very, very, very unstable, especially new plugins, especially plugins that have been built for the M4s or the whatever the M architecture. I don't know, Pro Tools has been like very, very buggy. I hope that this new version was gonna fix it, but we're still an issue. So when I use certain plugins, I just like straight up freeze it, because if not, I'm gonna have issues later on trying to open the session. And let's just hear what we're doing. I might just unfreeze it just to show you what we're doing in Nunchuck. I love that freaking plugin. Okay, let's hear it. That guitar is a mess. That's my favorite thing, the whole record. This little like punches. Dun, 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 dun. I need to beef it up hard. Okay, I need that better at Brunfeld. Okay, and sadly I cannot play the vocals, so you can get a little bit of context because of what we talked about. But it's so good with the vocals. I love that little like jammy thing with the drums. I feel like whoever gets the gig of playing the drums, I know for at least like one place that I might need to play these songs. And whoever plays the drums is gonna have a bit of a fun time because it's like I'm gonna try to make this like a little bit crazier. Sort of like a King Crimson, like Frank Zappa crazy thing, right? Like that, like little fills. Yeah. Okay, first let me just fix this because here was very horrid what happened here. And then here it is. Here. Okay. So this one happens here. Here. There you go. There we go. I guess it's here. Let's try to do this in the high. I need to hear with the guitar. Yeah, without the see, that's what I say about context. I thought I was making some progress until I played the guitar and I'm like, no, dude, you are off. Is this here? It's on this hole. No, it was there. It's just not a high tone. I hate when I don't play this. I should just play it. And then this kit goes. And then let's be more creative. I don't know if I like this. Let me duplicate it so I don't lose it. Beep. Yeah. Let's just make something simple. Okay. What is that? It's not often that I get like a fly in here. It's just coming together. It just takes a while. Maybe better. Caveman. What happened if we do this with the snare instead? All of them. What's up? I don't like going back to the snare because pitch-wise, it's like bugging me. Like the cadence of the song. Let's just go Cave Tom. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better than the crap that was there. Sick. Is it here? I mean, yeah, but we need the double. Blah. And this, I'm gonna do a double just because. This, I want the drummer to be jamming, right? Boom, boom. Should we make it hit another crash? I say so. Poof. Ooh, let's see another comment. GG. Hey man, how many guitars do you own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 7 electrics, 2 acoustics, and 2 basses. And a ukulele if we count that as a guitar too. But you don't need all that, man. But I still want more. Every day I want another one. Let me see. And let's play that. If we put it here, what happened? Terrible. Let's take this kick out of here. I do like the idea of having like this sort of snare-y thingy here. Oh, and then we can put this here. Oh, and then we can put this here. And now we're playing a party. There we go. Let's try this. Nope. Sorry. Nah, that doesn't work either. See, I want to keep pushing as many as I can. You have to go away. I like this concept. Let's see what's up. And then, or is it here? There you go. Yeah. It looks like you're just messing around, right? Like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like moving things here and there. Because the song is not in the software. The song is in my head and I just need to spit it out in the software. And I don't know where it is because these are squares and these are symbols and they change. Right now I'm having like what, a 16th note triplet. You know what I mean? I'm not keeping track of all this. So I just like, okay, square, it sound good, no, it sound good, no, sound good, no, sound good, oh, that sound okay, that's it. With the quicker you get to that realization and the quicker you get out of the mindset of like, oh, I'm super cool, I don't make mistakes. I just like poop, hit here. I know exactly where everything is supposed to go. The quicker you get out of that mindset, the quicker you're going to get a hit. I bet you. The quicker you're going to get somebody to pay you $5,000 to make a song for them. But the longer you stay in that mentality, like you have to, like the moment you have to shine is when people have to see you, like you're so good at what you're doing. You're getting far away from the goal. It's music, art, anything that connects with people. It can't be too calculated. That's why you need to know your stuff in the background. But when you're doing it, you just have to be going at it. You know what I mean? You're just having fun. It's a playground. Music is fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. So here we are. Let's see what happens. Do I need that like that? First of all, let me turn these guys down. No, maybe too little. These two. Okay. So now this whole section I think is better. Let's hear it. Okay, so now let's do those little here. Oh, okay, we're doing... Let me fix this mix really quick. I feel like the toms are never loud enough, but I bet you on 0. So in theory, you're supposed to drop everything else, you know? But we're not gonna be proper here. I'm just gonna boost these freaking toms 3 dBs. And make the mistake. If it was too loud, whatever, I fix it, you know. But I'm gonna say, if in my head I'm thinking that I want it loud, it has to be at least 3 dB. If not, I'm just messing around. You know, like all this minutia, it never served anybody. It's all about that big impact, I think. Okay, let's see it now. I don't know. That sounded better to me. 3 dB. Because I just think in my head, if I think, oh, that needs to be louder, I bet you my brain and my creativity is not working at 1.5 dB increments or 1 dB increment. No, if my head told me this needs to be louder, it means you need to dig in. You need to dig. 3 dB sounds to me gentle enough and aggressive enough. Like if 3 dB didn't feel loud enough, then I need compression or limiting or something like that. But 3 dB there felt like that was what I needed. I want to make this this section harder. So since, let's see, and this is going to be a little bit of a, maybe a good moment. If you use like addictive drums, this would be a cool moment for you. Because, so let's say right now I have my hi-hat, right? And I feel like this hi-hat right now is not bashing hard enough for my taste, right? Like it's a little too dry, like too short. I need something with a little bit more sizzle, my bzzz, huh? So I could do this a couple different ways, but I'm gonna start with the one I think might be the best in this case. Because you hear this hi-hat it doesn't sound like a hi-hat that's lingering, you know, not like a driving hi-hat for like a super final chorus. So it felt okay until now though. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go an octave higher. That is here, okay, on my keyboard. And then I'm going to go right here in Addictive Drums and my MIDI map. Right here, you see there's nothing, huh? So I know that I need an open hat. There you go. Here's my basher. So then I hit learn. And now we have a basher. Let's hear it. Okay. See here? And if you feel that it's a little too loud, okay, I think that the openness of the hi-hat, that's exactly what I was looking for, but it's a little loud, isn't it? So let me manipulate this a bit quick. But volume straight, you know, here. Okay, we crossed. That feels good to me. So in the other choruses, that hi-hat sounded like this. And now, wow. This compressor, guys, I mean, I did a video on it and you might think it was like sponsored or something, just because honestly this compressor became my #1 compressor in the box. It just does exactly what you learn in your head that some compressors are supposed to do. But when you're using plugins, usually they do part of what you thought they were going to do, but part of it they don't do. That's, I feel like, the whole thing that happens, I think, in the box, as opposed to with analog compressors and analog consoles and all that kind of stuff. They don't inherently sound better. I just feel like anytime I, for example, plug, let's say when I plug a kick drum into a real compressor, a real good compressor, right? Not like a whatever thing, but a nice compressor that we know and love. It could be, I don't know, for kick drums, it could be a DVA 165 or a 160 VU, or an 1176 even, if it's more like a rock kick. So there's really cool compressors that you can use. But what happens is, when you use one of those compressors, the first thing that becomes really apparent is the envelope of it, right? Like the attack and release and the decay. You really hear how it compacts the sound, and you're like, oh wow, yeah, there is the compression aspect of it. But on top of that, you get a little bit of distortion. You get a little bit of like a EQ subtle change, because the compressor, you know, in the real world, that like burning of the cable, you know what I mean? It produces a different sound. And then you try to do it in the real world, on the analog, digital world, and then you put a plug in, and it compresses, for example, but maybe it doesn't have the punch, or maybe it doesn't have the EQ curve, or maybe there's something about it that it doesn't really communicate in the way that you were thinking in your head that it was. And then the other day, and I've been having this issue for a long time, and what I do is like, oh, if I'm going to use a compressor here, I'm going to use a compressor first, and then I'm going to use a clipper, and then I'm going to use like some sort of like maybe like a preamp emulation, something to maybe just create the sound of what one compressor in my head was going to do. In the digital world, I need to put 3 plugins to make that same effect, let's say. And then when I got this VNE, I got the demo because I heard the original compressor, the actual hardware piece. This is really cool company. These guys, DW Fern, and this is like, I think, like a subsidiary of DW Fern. And this comes from like a bigger compressor. This is like one channel of a bigger compressor. In the real world, I'm talking about, right? And so I went to this event in one of these like super cool studios. What was the name? Just for the Record called. And It was a really, really nice event. We hung out nicely. It was a lot of fun. And we got to check out this guy, the VNE, and something else called the VLC. I'm going to change the resolution on this other camera because it's about to shut down. I forgot to change it to 4K from 4K. And so when I was trying this compressor, the VNE, and the VLC preamplifier, I remember really loving the sound, right? Like I was just like, oh wow, this is really cool. It sounds pretty cool. But you know, you're in an event that is sort of like conducive for this. And I remember I was with this guy, Ron Entwistle, super monster in the industry. And we were like EQing like a band, live band that were playing actually the Hazelrig brothers, which are the owners in the company. And so we were like EQing the drum set with like the real bass. It's like a jazz duo. You should go look for them. And we just started playing with the compressor and everything. And I was just like, wow, this is really, really cool. Right. And so then I see that the plugin comes out and I like, poof, that compressor was really nice. Let's hear it in plugin version. Because this comes from a very big, let me see if I can find it really quick. It comes from a big compressor. Let me find it. You've seen it in a few studios. This monster. So this thing is just like, it's epic, right? Like just like the way it looks, you already know it's like an epic monster. So this is the original compressor they do, right? Which is, I want to say, maybe like a sort of like a Fairchild version. But in my opinion, I've only used one Fairchild in my life. And that Fairchild was like very creamy and buttery, but it didn't have punch for my taste. This thing, it's like a Fairchild with punch. And I remember putting it on drums and it just like made this thing boom, super alive in a bus compression setting. And having that thought in my head made me go download that plugin. But then, of course, you know, you think it's like a Fairchild, so you put in a vocal, and then I turned out, wow, this is my favorite vocal compressor. And then the other day when I was producing this record, I slapped it on the drums, and you already heard what it does, right? Like, it's just like perfection. It's like the impact of the drums like gets like biffy. All of a sudden the drums feel like they were a little bit bigger. Of course, remember, we're talking about mixing terms. So the differences are like we live in like the space between a blink and a tear because speakers are so small, right? And we're trying to recreate your experience inside a room, you know? So but anyway, too long story, but whatever. That compressor was doing something amazing. And then I tried this freaking plugin and it did the exact same thing. Oh, you know what I mean? Within reason, it did the same thing that I felt about how that compressor was grabbing the signal, how it was coloring the signal, and how much headroom I was gaining from it, and how much just like movement it felt, made me fall in love. And then I tried it on the plugin, and that's exactly what you feel. Just hear it. When you hear it in these drums, every time you hear the kick, you hear how that compression is reacting, but you're not hearing like ducking the sound, right? You're just hearing like this like squish effect of like the pushback. Like every time you hear a kick drum, all of a sudden the compression just kicks in and you hear this beautiful dance. And of course you have to manipulate the attack and release. And we're not going to do that right now because I don't want to mess up with my settings. To me, it's just magic, right? Like when it does to the kick drum, it's for the first time I hear that, like you're hitting that kick drum hard, right? Like, boo, 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 boo. That's how I feel. So I literally fell in love with that thing, and here I am using it. Of course, but then you know. And again, if you like it, you have to go get it. Well, it's still not accessible. No, they do sales. Everybody does sales. Don't ever feel like you need to hurry up and buy anything. Everybody's gonna have a sale next week. Okay, let's hear that again. Okay, so now that we fixed the drums on this side of the song, let's hear if we need like any more flashiness, coolness, enhancement, drumifier, like make it more like human. That's the only reason why I'm doing all these like little fills, like because I feel like if I was drumming, you know, you would do those. So that's why I'm putting him there. We'll see when my drummer has to do it. One time I produced a song for a band, and I didn't know the drummer, and I just played it like I was playing the drums, right? I just programmed like I used to be pretty effective with the double kick. I never thought that double kick was not a part of drumming, so I just played parts like I would play it, you know. And then the drummer was like, "Hey, this is not how I play drums," and I had to redo the thing. Okay, we have a nice question right here, my friend Daniel Rodriguez. I ask you a question. Do you prefer the Yamaha HS3s or the iLoud Micro for a small, untreated room? That's a complex question for two reasons. Me personally, I would try the iLouds, man, because the HS3s, it's gonna take you like maybe a year and a half just to learn them. They sound very different from what you're used to hearing in like regular stereos. They have like a bunch of like a real papery sound, which is great because as a mixer, for example, in my case, I would love to have a set of those because they have hype exactly where my speakers are dipped. So they would be really good in my setup. But the second you plug into those, you're gonna hear like everything all sounding like a hacky thing, you know what I mean? And you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it, and you're gonna start like overcompensating in your tones. But the iLouds, since they have like the software component to them too, that you can like sort of like calibrate them, right? Then that's a big advantage. And the other thing is that the iLouds are gonna try to recreate a little bit more of like an extended range in the bottom end, where the HS3s are just gonna sound flat at the bottom. They're just gonna die out, which I like. If you see my setup, I wish if I would have my third cam, I would show you. But I'm gonna, maybe I should do a tour one of these days from the studio. But if you see my setup, I have a set of speakers that have like a 7-inch cone. By any means, it's small, you know, because they're like freaking, you know, like a couple, like an arm's length and a half away from me, so they don't need to be big. But right on top of them, I have like tiny ones with like, I think they're a 3-inch. It cannot be 3 inches. I want to say, well, they're called the A3X. So I think maybe they're 3 inches, but I want to say maybe more like 5 or maybe 3. Who knows? 4 inches. Who knows? But I really like those because, for example, when I'm doing drums or vocals or distorted guitars, the cone moves so much faster, so I hear a lot more in them, in that little minutia space, where in the big speakers I focus more on the energy and the vibe of the sound. So if I was in your situation in a small untreated room, and I assume you are not gonna be critically mixing, the iLouds are gonna be your best bet, man. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Because they to begin with, they sound great. Everything you play through them, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, sounds great! I'm having fun," right? And they have enough bass to hear sub bass and a kick, or sub bass and a bass. The mid range is pretty okay, and again, like I said, they have that software component that allows you to sort of like correct the sound that you're getting in your studio. You know, you adapt the speakers to the studio instead of having to adapt the studio to the speakers, right? Which is like counterproductive. Like if you see around my studio, I have like all these things that you see in the back. Well, I don't think you can see right now because, let's see, I have to change to this. You see right now in my studio, I have these things that you see in the back. Because, you know, this is not a green screen. those things are everywhere, right? In every single wall in my studio, and they should be in the ceiling too, but I don't do it right now. Because man, I'm just so lazy, and that solution, it's a little bit more permanent, and I don't know if I want to do that to the house yet. But I know it's affecting my mixes, I know that. But anyway, so those things, what we're doing in my case, I spend all that time, effort, money. It was a hard project trying to fit the room to the speakers. In the case that you presented here with the iLouds, you can tune the speakers to the room. So I think that would be my recommendation for you. Sort of like, I think like at this point, I kind of know where you are. Get the iLouds. I see you understood. Thank you so much. Do a tour of the studio. Yeah, I think that'll be a good episode. Maybe I can get a friend or something, like to at least like to make it like fun, like a friend with holding the camera, so that it looks like MTV Cribs or something like that, just for fun, nothing pretentious, you know what I mean? I'm not looking like for freaking high value products or anything, but just the fun, like a skit. It'll be great. Anyway, back to work. Let's see what we were doing here on the drums. That'd be so cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. Not sponsored, okay? That's why I'm not showing brands. But I love that sponsorship. I'm telling you, that's like my rent right there. Sherba. I'm not going to talk too much just in case I have a contact over here. If you're right here between the 6 people that are in the chat. Hey, and by the way, let me reset this thing. Hello, you. Yes, you. You're right there. All the 6 people that are here. My friend, comment, say hi, tell me where you're from. If you have any questions, let's address them all. But more importantly, I just want to know where you're from. And if you cannot comment, that means that you're not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? It's free, man. We're just having fun. There you go, our first friend. Trajano Ruter. That's a cool name. Hi, I'm from Brazil. Wow, another friend from Brazil. Daniel is from Brazil too. That's awesome. I love Brazil. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Natural beauty, amazing culture, great food. Brazil, yes. All right, let's go. Who else? Anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna start myself. Hi, my name is Jorge. I'm in Los Angeles. And there you go. We have 2 friends from Brazil today. Gigi, if you're still there in the chat, where are you from, my friend? I want to know where everybody's from. And again, if you cannot chat, it's because you're not subscribed. Just subscribe. It'll take you 5 minutes. After you subscribe 5 minutes, you can start texting. It's so easy to subscribe, and it's free for you. It helps me a lot. We're just having fun here. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm hoping to get to like maybe 10,000 by the end of the year. I don't know that that's going to happen, but a man can dream. Can I dream? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your permission to dream. So we're going to keep dreaming. Hopefully, maybe I get to 10,000 by the end of the year. But here we are today, just like producing a song on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Currently 3:21 p.m. in my zone. I'm curious to know about where you're from. Trajano Reuter. That's nice. All right, let's see. Let's do a little sweep on the drums and see where else I can get creative and make it sound a little bit more like a drummer. And let's put this thing here just to help people come and hang out with us. I feel like maybe let's do this one because it's easier for me. When I put the plugin up, where people came. So let's do it. Let me get the guitar. I wonder if this hi-hat could be closed. Let's try it. This is the first verse, and even though it says like pre-full beat, and I'm singing like very low register. No, 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 like that sort of 80s. So let's see, maybe we or let's see what happens if we do that same trick where we went to our MIDI maps over here. And let's see if we are here. Is there something here? Nothing here. Let's see if there's an, because this is open B. Usually in the way Addictive Drum works, it's like A is gonna be the quieter, like the shorter, the smaller dynamics, and D is gonna be the biggest. So let's say right now the main is B. Let's see what happens if we have A here. Okay, let's try it. And now in that section, specifically, let's try to flip those hi-hats. And then Jorge, please, my friend, can we fix these names? Now this is the arrangement. Now I know there's nothing else to do. And this is the intro. And this is, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna start here. Or maybe that could be cool to start like that. Okay, so I didn't need to move this there. I need to move it an octave below. I wish they would say like shank, tip, right? Like that kind of stuff. I want, wait, let me not be an idiot, because maybe it does say it and I'm just like talking smack. See, oh yeah. Oh, but on the close one, it says it. It says close tip, close shaft. Let's hear the differences. Much better. Like for example, I will never use this. So let me learn this. Oh, let's do this like this. Let's do shaft 1 and shaft 2 here. Yeah, I mean, that's perfect. Let's save it. And actually, now that we're here, since I got this like MIDI mapping that I saved for myself, is general MIDI J, right? J Jorge. So I'm just gonna overwrite it, and then I'm gonna set up as the default. Why? Because I want that from now on, everything that I open here on Addictive Drums, and this is happening right now because I changed computers not too long ago. And I never did this again. So here we are doing it, rebuilding my personal drum kits here. Because I'm not a preset kind of guy, and you guys already know I built this whole channel making presets. It's because I don't like the presets that come with the software usually, so I always end up like tweaking them and making them my own. And that's what we're doing right now. I just have nice MIDI, and if you see, for example, I already did. Oh, I need to redo this, right? No, okay, it's saved. I already did the velocity curves on my hi-hats. So with my touch and the heaviness of my fingers, I can do stuff like this alternate hi-hat without that much difficulty, because when you get it like as a default, you're like, ooh, everything sounds so stiff. For you, it's really hard to hear because you hear the microphone a lot more than anything. Let me see if I mute the microphone really quick. Ah! I wasn't thinking that you hear the mechanical noise more than anything. Let's mute my mic real quick. This drum kit sounds really good. Okay, perfect. Anyway, let's save this. Everything is saved. Now this is my kit. Trigger percussion. This thing is great. The snare. It just needs like something else to give it a little bit more weight, if anything, maybe for a different. But it's like super cool drum kit to just like start, and it literally just drives you in a nice direction. Nothing in the Addictive Drums collection did with this. Where did I get this from? Is this? Ooh, this is Vintage Dead. Yes. Just listen to, but then again, these guys are tricky, you know, because for example, this preset sounds so much louder than anything else. But this was a good one too for a while. But like nothing, right? When you compare to what we have here. Yeah, it sounds much better now. This update has been really good. I can't wait for them to do more drum kits. This is a nice company. They do really cool stuff, especially if you're not doing looking for like extreme rock. But then, for example, in this kind of scenario, I would try to layer this drum kit with something different. Not like that. But I was thinking maybe something like, what's this? And this is a company that their samples are okay. They sound good, you know, for like layering and stuff. They sound good actually. But I have such a bad taste in my mouth because they did such a lousy job when they prepped the kits in battery. I mean, to do this, just like drop the samples in battery and call it a day. Might as well not do it, you know. You have to manipulate the velocities. You have to make it like sort of like a mix so that people know what they're listening to. Because right now, if you play anything in this drum, it's like in this drum set, it's like uninspiring. Absolutely uninspiring. You have to really work on them to get them to a point that it could be inspiring for you to produce a song. You know, and I don't like that about companies when they just like do things to like just to like add more items into their list. Like, oh, I do this and I do the contact kit and I do the battery and I do this and I do that. Yeah, but if you're gonna do it lackluster like this, you just drop them in battery, man. No, come on, give me colors, do something. You know, make me differentiate kicks from snares easier. And then there's another thing, like why do they go from the bottom to the top? Like we start on D and then we go to A, but the mapping is still correct. Anyway. But let's say if you try to play something with it. Who's inspired by that? I mean, it's pretty good. Okay, and then what is this? Oh, nice. I like the DMX. Okay, let's see if we layer with this. Just change it for this here. The triggering is not that good. Let's try to flip the face and see if they might work. They have weird facing issues. I'm gonna have to fix that later. So see, for example, if you're choosing drums like I'm doing now, they sound okay, right? And I'm listening to, and yeah, they gave me something. I got excited for a second, but then I start listening critically, right? And I start thinking, okay, creatively they are doing something, but how many problems technically are they creating for me down the road? If it's too many, I'm not gonna use this drum kit, you know? Like, for example, why does that flam happens? But it's not a bad kit, that one. Let's hear this. I don't know. That's kind of cool, right? But then the mapping is so freaking terrible. They literally mapped everything after the other, so you have to play like this. Whoa. There's something cool about this drum kit. Ooh, there's 9 of us. This is a great kit. I can see myself using this one a lot. Because it's the kind of drums that I go for. I love that stump. Pretty good, that one. But not for this song. Wow. The kick is pretty okay. Nah, none of this is gonna work. This actually matches almost perfect. This is matching a little too good. Okay, before we start layering, we needed to fix these drums, right? That's what we said that we were gonna do. I got a little sidetracked. Okay, I'm running out of time anyway. Running out of time to be live here. But let's see, I hear some missed triggers there. But the hi-hat is cool, like we fixed that. Okay, that ride. Is it this one? I wish I could like edit this guy. Let me see, maybe let's just find a different one, because my concern of it is like it's got a lot of bottom end. A lot of bottom end. See, like as soon as I hear a Siljan K, I feel like so related to it. Doesn't it sound just like a ride should? This one, that's 22 Siljan K. Okay. This one's pretty cool too. Let's get back. Okay, so that's it. My favorite so far, that's Siljan K. Let me try a different kick really quick, just for fun. Horrible. It's a perfect. That's cool. Okay, save the kit again. Where's that? Okay, the stack. So where's this guy? Sorry, this guy and this guy. The stick not even showing here. So where? Who knows? Nothing. That's hilarious. I wonder if we use the addictive drums within the complete control setup, if you get colors. Can we try that, chat? Can we try that? Let's just try that and let that be the last thing we do today, because I have to jet out of here. But I thank you for being here with me today, finding out all these things about my job. It's a lot of freaking things that you have to be moving around, right? You have to really like this thing to do it every day, because it's a lot of stuff. I thought addicted drums showed up in complete control. I guess it doesn't. Addictive. Nope. Nope. Zero addictive. Excellent. Nope. Okay, so no, they don't happen here. Okay, so that will be it for me in that sense. And my friend, if you've been here all this time, I appreciate you too much. Maybe too much. But I appreciate you for being here today. I hope you had a little bit of fun. I hope you got to learn anything. And if you didn't, it was your fault because you didn't ask a question. So next time, make sure you ask a question if you want to learn something specific, or if there's anything that you want to know, about me, whatever, the work, not personal stuff, we're not at that terms yet. Right, chat? But I think I had some fun. We did some music. I want to say at least we fixed some of the drums that I needed to fix. I'm excited to come back later today and cut the vocals for this so that I can finally finish it. I think today I'm going to finish this song tonight. And that'll be great. Then I can move on. But overall, my friend, I appreciate you for being here. Anybody that was in the chat that didn't get the chance to comment right now, I'm going to try to be coming like as often as I can. If I can come every day, I will come every day. But I know it's not a fact that I can. But most weekdays, I'm going to try to be here with you guys. So make sure that you make sure to subscribe. Right now, everybody, 6 of us in the chat. Let's get out of here and let's click a little like, please. But either way, my friend, I thank you so much for being here today. And I'm going to stop rambling and let you go to continue with your day. Like, subscribe, do all those cool little things I would like to do. Drop a super chat, a super thanks, whatever you can do if you can financially support me. But other than that, my friend, I will see you soon. Have a great day. See ya.